Hey, what's up everybody? I wanted to remind you guys about the Sony Action Cam. What do you mean, what's the Sony Action Cam? Let's take a look at a quick clip. Alright, so there you go. I've actually talked about it before. You can take this pretty much anywhere, whether you're on the slopes, a weightlifter, all kinds of things, hence the name Action Cam. In fact, if you want to check out more, they have their own YouTube channel. You can find out more information by clicking on the annotation right here, or the preferable one for me, which is the one down below. Hello! So go ahead, check them out, let them know I sent you. In the meantime, let's get to the video. Hey guys, remember me? What's up? I'm back again, back in Rhode Island, and I'm back for good. No more of these road trips. So I spent the last 3 weeks on the road roughly, and it's been tough because I haven't really been training. Took an off week, I took a deload week, and I took an intro week, I would say, to this program that I'm going to be going on, which was, for the better or worse, just a deload week. And you've seen some clips here and there, but you haven't really been seeing many videos from me just because it's been very hard to do so while I'm traveling. So that is going to be changing now that I'm home for a good amount of time. And we're gonna start off today with some breakfast. So what you see here is what I'm having. It's about 10 o'clock on Sunday. This is 2 whole eggs, 2 servings of liquid eggs, 2 servings of potatoes, and then 2 ounces of both blueberries and 2 ounces of blackberries. So things are definitely coming in twos today, and I'm sure they're gonna continue to come in twos after I let this digest for about an hour. You know what I'm saying. But we're gonna eat, we're gonna let this digest and sit, have some errands to run with the Beyonce, trying to get my shit together. As I've said, I've really been not home the last 3 weeks. But after that, I will be going to the gym. We'll be doing some deadlifts, and I'll fill you more in on this program I'm on a little bit later. But I'm gonna eat because I'm hungry, and you don't really have a choice because it's my damn video. So we'll check in with you soon. All right, so here outside of the gym, wearing the tank top. Typically sun's out, guns out, but I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is not sunny. In fact, it is pouring rain. It's real shitty out. Pretty tired. It's about 12 o'clock, 2 hours after that last clip. So my food's had a chance to settle. So I'm gonna go in, do some deadlifts, as well as I think some front squats, which a tank top is probably a terrible idea for, but we're gonna just see what happens and do it to it. And I will commentate and let you know how things go, as always. So let's get to it. Alright, so here you see my first working set at 495. Now the goal today was to work up to some heavy sets of 5. No necessarily set ranges, so it doesn't say 3 to 5 sets, it just says work up to a heavy set of 5. And this one felt okay. I didn't feel like the weight was overly heavy, but one of the things that I had trouble with today, and I kind of filled Mike in on this, and I'm sure you're watching now, so hey buddy, was that I didn't really feel tight at the bottom, so I felt kind of loose, and I think you can see this as I start to pull. There's probably like an inch or so of slack within my body that I could really do a better job of getting out. Now on this next set that you see of 515, I think I did a little bit better job, and as you can see, I kind of get down, stand up, then get back down, and I feel like these pulls are a lot more firm. So another set of 5 here, and this is as heavy as I decided to work today. Again, I haven't really been lifting heavy at all. It's been really light, if any lifting, the last 3 weeks. So I don't want to just go and kind of bust my nut too early because no one ever has a good time when that happens. So worked to a heavy set of 515 for 5 at about a 3-inch block pull. We then moved on to deficit deads using the wood of Dick Diamond. So Dick Diamond brings the wood, and I bring the feel. So here you see the first set here of 315. I believe these were done for sets of 6, and again, no set ranges, just work up to some heavy sets of 6. So here you see my first one of 315. These felt pretty good. This first one I wore my belt on, but I'm fairly certain this next set, nope, I lied. I thought I took my belt off. I did not do that. That's my bad. But 365, so this was as heavy as we worked up to on these, and these actually felt pretty good. Now normally with these deficit deads, I have trouble because I don't bend my knees as much, so it's more of like a stiff-legged deadlift, and I feel like on these sets I did a fairly good job getting low, yet still keeping my lower back fairly straight. Now there is some mid-back rounding. I don't have a big issue with that. Again,
when you're about 3 inches worth of deficit. So 3 inches on the plus side, then 3 inches on the negative side, and it ends up being fairly good. We then moved on to front squats. It called for 3 sets of 5. I haven't done front squats in a very long time. You saw them the other day. I just did sets of 135. So 3 sets of 5, decided to start with 135. And again, with these, you can't see them only because it was kind of crowded and I couldn't set my camera up. I'm actually using my flat CrossFit shoes. Yes, CrossFit shoes, but very flat. And they felt pretty good, and I thought I got a pretty good job of getting past parallel. Now, not too far past parallel, but far enough considering my old man hips don't really move that well. We then jumped up to 185, and these sets are all very light feeling and the weight moves really well. But again, I just want to really make sure that I'm getting my form going down. I'm not leaning too far forward. And again, I think I did a fairly good job with these, especially because, as I mentioned in the car before, I was worried that wearing a tank top and having them sweaty shoulders and delts would probably let the bar slip. Didn't have that problem today. Then you see my last set of 225. Again, nothing overly heavy, but these felt really good, and I felt like my depth was okay, and I really felt these in my quads, which was good. So despite the fact that I did some deficit and block pulls before, these still moved fairly well. I'd like to ideally get a little bit different angle on some of these just to see a side view of my depth as well as see how my knees track. They seem to come in a little bit when I come out of the hole, but that's okay. Nothing too bad. They're not caving in. But again, these felt fairly well and not too heavy and not too bad. We then moved on to some deficit stiff-legged deadlifts, and it said 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps. This is actually my second set you're seeing. The first set was 225 for 10. This is 275 for 10, and I didn't increase the weight past this point as because I'm not used to this higher rep work, and literally towards reps 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, I was getting very fatigued and my lockouts felt pretty tough. But I guess that's good because I don't usually do this kind of bodybuilding range type work. In these cases, I did not use my belt. I wanted to really work on my lower back some. Again, these felt good. From here, we also did some weighted sit-ups. Stumbled there a little bit because I'm not used to saying sit-ups because who works abs when you're bulking and getting fat? But I did those, but I didn't record them.
All right, so back from the gym and it's time to eat, but before I do that, I'm gonna have a quick shake, and I'm not usually big on shakes. Anyone who watches my channel, you haven't probably seen me have a real shake in probably a year or two, and if you have, it's just showing you protein. But I wanna go ahead and do this to kind of show you what I'm having. I'm gonna make food as well, but I'll show you what's going to be in this shake. So I'm gonna have a cup of this True Moo. Low-fat chocolate milk's only 1%. I really like this stuff, as you guys have probably seen between this and the coffee milk. I'm going to be adding a little bit of this PB Fit, which I got at BJ's yesterday. I'm assuming this is probably very similar to PB2, if not identical. I've never had this before, but I'm going to use this just for some flavoring and because I wanted to try it. And then I'm also going to be adding in some of this arsenic-filled 100% Gold Standard Whey. All types of GMOs and all that other good stuff. This is the... Let's see, where the hell is the flavor on here? Oh, it's right there. This is the coffee flavored one. So coffee, chocolate milk, and peanut butter. Should be pretty good. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and have this. And when I'm drinking this, I'm gonna start heating up the oven because I'm gonna make some solid food as well. Just wanna have this one because I have all the ingredients and been really struggling to get some of my protein in. So this is gonna make sure that I at least help my own cause. So I'll make this, drink this, and we'll be back with some food. So we'll see you in a second.
All right, so we're all done right now cooking. It's probably about 45 minutes to an hour later. It's roughly around 3 o'clock. It took a little while only because I had to cook some stuff in the oven. So of course we had to heat it up and warm it up, but about to eat again. And we'll probably eat again in another 2 to 3 hours just because I'll be hungry and I gotta get a lot of food in. I haven't been eating enough. Not to mention, you gotta eat every 2 to 3 hours or else you'll go catabolic and you won't keep that metabolic fire going. And that's so important these days. Not so serious, but this is what we're having right here. Catching up on some YouTube videos as well as having some salmon burgers, as you can see right there. About 2 servings of just straight cut French fries and just a cup of broccoli. Probably use some barbecue sauce, and some hot sauce. Maybe some buffalo chicken sauce. Can't really say that well. No epic mealtime for sure, but this is gonna be good. Those are actually 2 salmon burger patties instead of 1. Gotta get that food in, if you know what I'm saying.
All right, so I'm all showered up. I actually got a fresh cut to the dome. not growing out that skullet just yet, but maybe in the winter we will have to do that. But anyways, before I actually put up this video, I thought I'd take just a little bit of time just to briefly mention the programming that you guys will be seeing. So you've seen some of it today, and actually some of it the past week or so. I know I haven't had the opportunity to put up many workout videos, but I'm starting to work into my new program and my new routine, and I've kind of alluded to this several times. Many of you have asked, many of you have speculated. In fact, many of you have very politely suggested that I go with a certain program or not, but I wanted to say that I'll be working with Michael Farr. Doesn't sound familiar, does it? No, you might know him better as Silent Mike. So Silent Mike of the Powercast, also from Instagram, Silent Mike. I'm actually going to link both the Powercast and his Instagram in the description box below. He's kind of the Robin to Mark Bell's Batman, if you know what I'm saying. But he's going to help me out with some programming. It should be interesting. Right now we're going to do a 4-week foundation phase. So the first workout was today. It's a 5-day program, and he actually has some programming included that's called a Jacked and Tan Day, which I could definitely use a little bit of both. But it should be interesting. We're not really working so much off percentages as we are more of an RPE scale. However, the fact that I haven't really lifted in 3 weeks, and I'm sure I'm probably saying what I've already said in the commentary to the video you just saw, but it's going to take me some time adjusting to it as I haven't lifted, as like I said, for 3 weeks, and I'm just not sure about some of these movements, having to work up to heavy sets, but it should be fun. There's a lot of things that I want to work on. Just being more active is one of them. That's why you're going to see some things like jumping drills, some mobility drills, probably on my off days. I probably go in and do some sled pushes or something like that, just because I want to be more active, because as I get older and get more into corporate America, I'm doing a ton of sitting. As I'm doing right now. I should probably be doing this video standing up. But I wanted to kind of take you guys along for the ride as I feel out this new program with Silent Mike. It should be a good time, and I'm sure we're going to change things as things go, because the first 4 weeks, each week is pretty different, but I'm looking forward to doing it. And with that, working on some of these things I really want to work on, like my hips, like my squat depth, like my deadlift form, things of that nature. And just in case I didn't mention it in the video, the front squats I did today, which I haven't done in a long time, I actually did with my Reebok CrossFit Lite Low TRs. It's a long name for a fucking shoe, but flat-soled shoe, so I didn't use my Addy Powers, and it actually felt pretty good. I think I'm still going to use my Addy Powers on my normal low bar squats, but I want to just kind of play around with some things and tinker, only because, again, we're going to be starting with lighter weights and work my way into it, and I'd rather tinker with things now before we get to really heavy weights, and I just snap my shit up just experimenting, because I don't want to do that. Some other things I'm going to be doing as I warm up and progress with my deadlift sets, we're actually going to throw in some sumo style deadlifts during warm-ups just to kind of work on my hips, and maybe going forward and some of these other days we'll throw sumos in. But again, I wanted to keep you guys up to date with this program. As far as my diet and what I'm trying to do goes, as far as my physique, because that's still somewhat important to me, even though my main focus is powerlifting, these last 30 weeks that I did the BBSM programming, I kind of just YOLO'd it in terms of eating a lot. So I definitely ate in a caloric surplus because I got quite the belly going on, which is always tough to do in the summer. But I didn't track calories either, so MyFitnessPal not even once. I'm starting today. I'm going to try to get better about it with that. I think I'm going to end up losing some weight with my travels. I didn't eat a ton. I actually dropped about 7 pounds, so I'm just about 228 as of today, but I don't look aesthetic as all, so I want to get that jacked and tan going again. But as part of that, I have kind of made the commitment in my mind that I'm not going to be as strong as I was these past 30 weeks, and I'm okay with that because, again, my main goal isn't just pure strength right now. It's also somewhat aesthetic, so you might see some bodybuilding style stuff in, like you'll actually see me doing curls and tricep work, which you haven't really seen any of the last 30 weeks. So again, kind of shifting my focus right now, but I'll do more videos on that as the days go on. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, and if you haven't already, be sure to check out Silent Mike. Like I said, description box, Instagram, and Powercast link below. As always, in the meantime, thanks for watching, and stay big. And yes, my shirt is yellow, not jaundice. See ya.